Well, hello everybody, my name is Eddie Cole and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a reaction video. We are continuing with my political endeavors here. I know I'm kind of late to this video. I think it was posted on uh, 26th of June 2022. But I just yesterday started watching this, and within apparently the first 25 seconds I had decided that this was worth reacting to. So Ben Shapiro ranks the left. That's what we are watching today. Uh, I am excited to do this, very much so, because I do remember my main point here at the very beginning of the video, and I guess we're just gonna hop into it. So we'll start from the beginning. Yeah, nice. Ooh, Ben Shapiro ranks the left. Nice.
Alrighty, folks. So today we are going to rank figures on the left. Everybody.
All right, here it comes. Like, this was my main point. First of all, there are I can see only very few people that could be considered leftists here. Uh, and like my main point that I came across was that, like, how many of these, well, first of all, how many of these are American? From here we can see there's like one who's not, I guess. Yeah, from these here. And where are the actual leftists? Like, the ones who matter, whose opinions matter in some form. Like, where's Slavoj Žižek? Where's Noam Chomsky or Shreko Horvat? Or you could even go like from the social left, like where's Judith Butler? You could go the American way, like for sure, and still have, well, I mentioned Noam Chomsky and Judith Butler, like actual good leftists, and not fucking, oh my god, this Jimmy Fallon, not fucking Jimmy Fallon, like actual leftists who have something important to say other than fucking Jimmy Fallon. But yeah, okay, let's look at our roster here. Okay, we have I think that's, well, the face is kind of shown, but I think that's Anna Kasparian. I have no fucking clue who this is. Andrew Cuomo, Jimmy Fallon, AOC, Klaus Schwab, uh, Bernie Sanders. I I've got no clue. Maybe LeBron James, maybe. Beto O'Rourke, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Gavin Newsom, yeah. And this is Pete. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about the dude, but yeah, Pete Buttigieg. that's that's how I would like to pronounce it, but it's probably not right. We have Jen Psaki, then we have let's go a little further. Uh, Chris Cuomo, Whoopi Goldberg, Stephen Colbert, and I think um,
I'm gonna rank them.
yeah, Stephen Colbert, and then the uh this is the I think this is the lady who assaulted Ben Shapiro. Yeah. So our amazing roster seems to
Best
be,
person
yeah,
to worst person. This video is brought to you by ExpressVPN.
nice.
So
All
I'm
right.
looking through here. I have to find somebody who's an A. Like everybody here's a D. I mean, there's so many Ds
Mm-hmm.
here.
All right.
So okay, I'll give Bill Maher an A. Bill Maher is a super.
All right. I think I should individually like go through how many of these are actually leftists. Calling Bill Maher a leftist is like calling Goebbels a homosexual feminazi. I don't know why that was the first image that came to my mind, but I guess they look a bit similar, Goebbels and Maher, but they actually don't. I don't know. That was kind of a brain fart, but still, I I don't think you could call Bill Maher really a leftist. He definitely has some leftist, social leftist political stances, but he's most definitely not like actually a leftist. Most definitely not an economic leftist. No way. I could if it goes down this road, I could further up like explain why I'm very strict about who's left and who's right. Actually, I showed them the wrong way. Well, right to a camera, I guess, but yeah. Let's hear why Bill Maher is an A and why he is the best leftist.
Super nice guy. I really like Bill on a personal level. Also, he's honest enough to acknowledge when the left is just being crazy.
You have become the party of no common sense.
Mm.
Again,
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree to some extent if that's talking about the Democrats, who most definitely are not leftists. But yeah, okay.
there's nobody on this list who I agree with ideologically, so we are relegated to people I disagree.
So, okay, like, really? Like none who you agree with anything ideologically or who you don't share the same ideology with. Because I know a lot of people here who would agree with some things with Ben. Like, I mean, there were some governors there. There was Gavin Newsom. I know you both support the legalization of cannabis, for example. So I don't really know what he means by that, but let's see.
So Bill gets an A. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else here who I would give an A. Nope. Okay, so there are no other
All right.
A's. So Bill is the only A on this list. So Anna Kasparian, I'm going to give a B because I know Anna. She's a nice person. She and I did a debate recently.
I'm actually pretty surprised from that. All I've heard from Anna Kasparian, she comes around very like annoying. Just simply annoying. Not that I find anything necessarily wrong with her ideology and the things she talks about. I mean, she's like a pretty normal leftist activist. She also most definitely not a leftist, but uh, yeah, all right, fine.
Very cordial. She spends a lot of time on Young Turks, kind of ripping me personally.
Ben Shapiro always provides cover for the bad guys.
I'm not aware that I've spent any time on any of my shows really talking about anything that Anna has ever said, but she gets a B in this.
I don't know about that. I don't really much watch the Daily Wire much, but or Ben Shapiro in general. But yeah,
spectrum of humanity. So Joe Biden is going to go. Again, there are levels here. I'm going to put Joe Biden at like a D in terms of.
all right. Here's something interesting. He said about Bill Maher and Anna Kasparian that I like them more because I know them personally and I know they are nice people. Has Ben Shapiro ever met Joe Biden? Could he judge from that? Like, shouldn't you? There's, as he said, there's levels here, but I find there are levels in a much different fashion. Should you only be judging them by their character, or should you be judging them by their political ideology? Because in that case, I guess all of these would be D. But he decides that Joe Biden is a D, and he hasn't. I would assume he hasn't met him or Bernie Sanders or I think Klaus Schwab was there. I don't think he has met those people. If he has, then yeah, go ahead and judge them by their person. But I don't know what the necessary like qualifications for a good leftist are here. It's weird.
How destructive he is. He's just so.
And also, Joe Biden is not a leftist. That's the most fucking outrageous claim you could make. Like, he's the least leftist from here.
Wildly destructive. Now, Joe Biden could have been a B. Joe Biden could have been a moderate. He could have come into office and just been a dead person who didn't do much. And instead, he decided that he wanted to aspire to be FDR, and he has destroyed the economy, undermined our foreign policy, destroyed.
That okay, you can say whatever the fuck you want about Joe Biden, but he has not destroyed the foreign policy of US. I think he probably has the best foreign policy, well, maybe not the best, but close to the best foreign policy of the US after World War II. That's a weird claim to make. I wonder what that's based on, but I can't think of anything really. and he's undermined our economy. Yeah, that might also it might also be because of the fact that the whole world economy is kind of fucked right now in the worst ways possible. So I wouldn't put the whole blame on that on Biden. And remember here, I'm not a fan of Biden. I fucking hate him. Maybe not that strongly. That came out more stronger than I thought it would. But I really don't like him as a president. But these claims are very weird.
Any possibility of social comedy in the United States killed unity. Joe Biden is an awful president, the worst president certainly of my lifetime. It is not close.
When were you born? Like, well, I know he's lived through Bush, for example. Both Bushes. But meaning George W. Bush here. Worst? I really don't see this. Okay.
Maybe the worst president ever, given the fact.
Okay, so now, yeah, okay, so he's worse than what fucking Woodrow Wilson and James Buchanan. All right.
That he was handed all of these great gifts when he entered office, and then proceeded to destroy all of them. So AD.
When marks 1 million deaths from COVID-19 in the that's I could put that on Trump if I wanted to. Yeah, Afghanistan was amazing. Yeah, I don't really the whole border crisis. I know that Biden has done a fantastic job on illegal immigration. But yeah, and inflation, well, it is going up in the whole world, so not really Biden's fault that is it, but I mean, he could control it better, I'll admit that.
I feel like he should be joined there, just appropriately enough, by Barack Obama, who set the table for all of this.
Thank you for reminding me.
Now, the fact that he's much more charming as a human than Joe Biden does not alleviate the fact that he really wrecked American politics in tremendous ways. I truly believe.
Wait, which one? Joe Biden or Barack Obama?
The 2012 election was the most important election of my lifetime. Not 2016, not 2020, 2012. And the reason was you had a president elected in 2008 with a wide variety of public support to pursue a unifying agenda. He proceeded to tack hard left and then to cobble together the intersectional coalition that divides Americans on the basis of race, sex, sexual identity. And we are still recovering from that. I'm not sure we're ever going to recover from that because, again, his whole pitch was, as the first black president, I can unify the country. And then he proceeded to completely disunify the country for his own political benefit. So Barack Obama gets AD.
Oh, so we were already going to Barack Obama. Okay. Well, first of all, the whole I never really understood this whole division thing. You can never have just a one person who could divide a whole fucking country. Not even Trump could do that, and absolutely not. You have to have a whole. Well, I guess a zeitgeist is the best way to refer to it, to actually disunify a whole country. I could like give a short my short opinion on Obama here actually. I think economically he was very okay-ish. Like we know that unemployment, well, first during his first term it went up quite a lot, but then it halved down like from 10% in 2010 to 4.5% maybe in 2016. One thing about his economics that was terrible was how much debt the US gained during that time. Well, Obamacare wasn't really a success. We know that. Uh, when it comes to foreign policy, absolutely horrendous foreign policy. That I will admit. I still consider Libya to be the most unjustified. Well, like it's the least worst of these three great American wars of the 21st century. Like I say they are Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya. And although of course Iraq and Afghanistan were much more deadly and brutal, I still consider Libya to be the most unjustified of them. And of course, it wasn't only Obama in that; it was the whole NATO, whole NATO backing on that. but yeah, his foreign policy not great. But the one thing that I had to give him is how great of an orator he was. Probably one of the greatest since like Kennedy. So yeah, that's a definite bonus. So I think Obama, like balancing all of these, is a very average president in the history of the United States. Biden being a little below average, maybe.
Okay, so some of the celebrities I feel like get a C, mainly because their politics suck, but they're also celebrities. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
who
LeBron
is this?
James a C.
Okay, yeah, it is
He does
LeBron
some good
James.
things, right? He founded a school over in Cleveland. That's nice. Also, LeBron James is awful on politics. The fact that people see him as an authority is beyond ridiculous. We live in a dumb culture in which everybody who's good at one thing is now considered good at all the things.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
he also says some pretty terrible things from time to time. So C for LeBron James.
Okay, so I really don't know what political activism LeBron James has done. I think I heard like about him doing some stuff with schools. I don't know, so can't really say anything here.
I think I'm probably going to give Beto O'Rourke a C. Not because he's any better politically than Barack Obama or Joe Biden, but just because he's less damaging. Because he's wildly incompetent and also humorous. You got Beto out there and he's like campaigning in Texas, brah. And he's like, take all the guns, brah, take them all.
I actually have very little opinions on Peter O'Rourke. I mean, I consider him to be the better candidate, of course, but still, well, he's not a leftist, obviously. Of course not. Like none of these people here are. But uh, yeah, all right,
Similar
whatever.
reasons I feel like I have to give Jen Psaki a C. Like she doesn't end up quite on Joe Biden's level.
Okay, here comes like a point. Like he talked about celebrities. Is Jen Psaki really anything more than that? Like, has she ever done anything of any importance? Like, at least we have like presidents and governor candidates here, and then we have fucking Jen Psaki who had a few viral videos, and I mean, of course, she is a government official, but why the fuck would she be on like this epic Ben Shapiro ranks the left video? I don't
Because
understand.
after all, she's a press secretary. It's her job to fib on behalf of the president of the United States.
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not. We are committed
Yeah, that. All right.
to bringing Americans who want
I'll
to
give
come
him that.
home.
And so I'm going
He's
to give
right on that.
Jen Psaki a C. She was at least competent at her job. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez gets a D.
All right, here we have the first one who maybe could be considered a leftist. All right, I'll now draw the picture how I think Drew who is a leftist and who is a leftist and a capitalist, leftist and a right winger. It's a very simple formula. We have the line here. Here on the right, we have capitalists and feudalists. Here on the left, we have socialists and communists. It's a very simple line. And then on barely on the right is social liberals and social democrats. And that's exactly where I'd consider AOC, for example, to be. The reason I do this is because it gets so muddled uh, if you have like more specific things. Like for example, social democrat. Would you consider that left or right? Nah, well, okay, he right. Okay, what about democratic socialism? Well, technically, maybe left. Yeah, left there. But then what about state capitalism, for example? There comes a big question. So this whole division, I think, helps a lot. It is maybe inaccurate a bit, but it is the most accurate we have, I think.
She's an extraordinarily damaging public figure. She kowtows to anti-Semites. She is a radical leftist on every available issue.
Radical leftist? Barely even a, not nearly even a socialist, but okay.
She's treated by the media with kid gloves because she is a Latinx female, and she's treated as sort of the future of the Democratic Party. I think in her time, she will end up being just as damaging as a Barack Obama or a Joe Biden.
Thank you.
I don't like AOC at all. I like the things she drives towards, but she's kind of the left's version of Donald Trump. She's a populist, and the most important things she actually does is tweet, and the tweets usually aren't very good or constructive or even trying to build any bridges. So yeah, I don't like AOC.
Reminding me.
Bernie Sanders gets a D.
Like I was about to say, like, uh, but however, Bernie Sanders, who is ideologically pretty close to AOC, I like him a lot because he is exactly all of those things. He's pretty much a bridge builder. He is very constructive, and although he's not as left as, for example, I am, he's still a much better, like a better push forwards.
Bernie is an extraordinarily damaging figure. He is an idiot on everything from economics to foreign policy.
I must confess that I was dumb.
He is treated.
Anyone who says that, well, I respect a man who can admit to being dumb. And Bernie Sanders has done that an awful lot of times. He has admitted when he was wrong. And I would assume that, well, I know that he's not gonna be president anymore, but if he were to be, I would assume that he would be the kind who would actually put his political enemies or rivals onto his government. But yeah.
As though he is a non-damaging figure because he has spent his entire life being a buffoon. But
Didn't he just say that he's extremely damaging?
the Democratic Party has moved so far left that buffoonery is now mainstream.
Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat. I don't think he is a Democrat. I'm sorry.
He gets a D alongside his best friend, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. All right, we'll get to more of these rankings in just one moment. First, I need to ask you a question. What if there was someone out there
Oh.
but they run and ramp? That is me. V again. V is because I'm
Oh.
going to give Chris, not Andrew, a C. The reason we're going to give Chris a C is because I like that he's suing CNN, frankly. So
All right. So hold on. What's the whole case? Andrew Cuomo was is alleged for sexual harassment, and then Chris Cuomo defended him on CNN, and then CNN fired him, and now Chris Cuomo is suing CNN. I think that's about it. So why is exactly for that? Like, isn't that only like a purely ideological stance from Ben here? Like, it's good to sue CNN, not depending on the reason at all, but just because he does it. I don't understand.
So he was coordinating with his brother. He was doing the Smothers Brothers routine on CNN.
I've always been a soft guy. I am the love gov.
He was thrown under the bus by the CNN brass, and let's be clear, they greenlit everything that he was doing. So Chris Cuomo suing CNN earns him a C rather than.
I don't really care
his
about
brother,
this.
Andrew, I'm gonna have to give him a D mainly because he killed every old person in New York.
I guess that references his poor handling of COVID-19, maybe. But yeah, I don't like Andrew Cuomo at all. That's solely because of how poorly he handled COVID-19 and his whole administration. But yeah, I don't like Andrew Cuomo solely for how poorly he handled and his whole administration handled COVID-19. So yeah.
When you kill all the old people in New York and then declare yourself a hero of the Republic and you make posters in homage to yourself, I feel like you get a D. Let's do Jimmy Fallon. So Jimmy Fallon, just by contrast, I'm going to give him a B.
Oh,
He's less ridiculous
Jimmy Fallon
than,
is a B.
like Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert.
Now I'm definitely depressed.
Jimmy Fallon is the least offensive of late night comedians. He will sometimes tell a joke about Joe Biden, which I guess is now the mark
He's also the least funny of the late night comedians.
of bravery. Jimmy Kimmel, the woke pope of late night, who gave up all comedic possibility by becoming a political commentator and is now earning lower ratings than Greg Gutfeld on Fox.
I don't want to suggest that Kimmel's show has become boring and predictable, but last night during the taping, people in the studio audience were changing the channel.
He gets a D. Stephen Colbert also gets a D. Both.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon fucking sucks. Not like as a political figure, because in politics he has absolutely no say in anything. He's not a leftist figure. He's not even a political commentator. But yeah, I don't like him at all. I got to say, I know a lot of people would hate me for this, but I like Stephen Colbert a little bit more than most late night show hosts. And it's simply because I think his quests are usually kind of interesting. He's not afraid uh, to like bring on guests that are not either not that famous or are somewhat controversial, and then he of course can't handle anything controversial. That's a downside. But I like him a bit more than most late night comedians. Same goes for Bill Maher for that exact reason. But yeah, both are mostly pretty terrible hosts.
Both of these people are political commentators masquerading as comedians.
Whiteness is a
Yeah, just said they're not political commentators. What is he saying?
construct created by colonial powers.
Interesting take, certainly. Not well. Depending on what whiteness means, I can kind of see where he's coming from. But yeah, strange take for sure.
Highly irritating. They're no longer good at their jobs. What's amazing about this is they used to be funny. I remember when Jimmy Kimmel was on K-Rock when I was in high school, and he was actually really funny. And Stephen Colbert when he was on Comedy Central with Jon Stewart before he did the Colbert Report, which was tight.
Yeah, I agree on that
He was funny
definitely.
too, and he just gave up on all of that so that he could be cherished among the literati. Colin Kaepernick, man, that guy's just awful. He's ungrateful.
Who the fuck? Oh yeah, this was the dude I didn't have any idea who he was.
He's awful. So LeBron gets a C because it's not LeBron's fault that they've decided to make.
So okay, is he a basketball player then? I don't know sports. I don't know why he got compared to LeBron there.
Political figure. It is Colin Kaepernick's fault that he's a political figure who's gotten extraordinarily wealthy off of being absolutely ignorant about everything and making crap documentaries with Anna DuVernay.
Very specific here, Ben.
He is
Nice.
a victim because he was in the NFL draft. He literally compared being in the NFL draft to slavery, which makes zero sense. Considering
All right.
the NFL draft ends with people being paid
Nice.
lots and lots of money to do a child sport. Klaus Schwab, that guy, yeah, he gets a D too.
All right, yeah. Klaus Schwab. The first time I heard about him, I was like, yeah, great. Someone like a large, a famous figure who wants to reform the whole economic system. Like, great. That's exactly who I am. Except I'm not a very famous figure. But yeah, that's great. And then I started actually like researching who this person was, and yeah, he's actually probably the first one here who I would consider a leftist to some extent. He's like an ultra authoritarian socialist, I guess. Like somewhat comparable to someone like Stalin, except in some ways he can be considered much more dangerous because, well, he's the self-declared king of the world. So yeah, don't like him very much. So yeah, I guess I would also put him in D here.
Anybody who seeks to reconstruct the entire world economy along the lines of their particular left-wing politics gets a D.
No, that's not the problem. That's definitely not the problem. The problem is he wants to create a fucking dystopia. That's the problem. He's like if there was like a figure to present as the real life Big Brother, then it would be either Adolf Hitler or Klaus Schwab.
Klaus Schwab, who speaks like a Bond villain. We will be able to restructure.
Oh yeah, very constructive criticism here, Ben. Nice.
Hopes and dreams, says Klaus Schwab over at Davos. Like Nancy Pelosi is a D. She's awful, although she is a very devoted Catholic who loves killing babies. Nancy.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Pelosi. She's here to kill the babies and tell you why it's
All right.
It also kills babies.
I feel like I'm being sexually harassed. What the fuck is this?
We've got Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg used to be like a B.
Oh, that's how it's pronounced. Pete What? Buttigieg?
All the way from a B. We've got Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg. Really? Isn't it written like Pete Buttigieg? Buttigieg. What the fuck?
Used to be like a B, and he moved
Yeah, I don't know anything about him, so I won't comment on this.
from a B down to a D. mainly because Pete Buttigieg used to be somebody who was quasi-moderate, right? Pete Buttigieg had this whole patina of, I'm here to have open and interesting conversations with you in new and different ways. And then he was like, also, I'm Pastor Pete, and you're doing Christianity wrong. Christianity is about gay, marriage, and abortion. And everybody's like, whoa, what now? He's like, no, you're a bad Christian if you say that gay marriage is not fully equivalent to traditional marriage. This makes you a bigot and a terrible person. You're like, well, where does that say that in the Bible? I'm waiting for a citation. And he's like, the lesser of these. I'm like, oh, God.
All right. I said I wouldn't comment here, but I have to comment on this. I'm a good, heartfelt Christian. I support gay marriage. Like, what the... Like, okay, I really don't know. Well, we know from Paul's letters that homosexuals are to some extent accepted in the Bible, and then I like how he purposefully here like jumps beyond the whole abortion issue, because nowhere, absolutely nowhere in the Bible does it say that abortion should be not allowed. I mean, there are plenty of citations in the Bible that uh, say that abortion is allowed, and which also say that life begins after the human is actually born, after it has actually come out of the womb, that is. So yeah, I like how he kind of jumped beyond that here.
Really? Anthony Fauci, D. Anthony Fauci started off as like a B, just a bureaucrat, I think trying to do his job, and then he devolved into a dystopian nightmare figure.
Yeah, dystopian nightmare figure. Yeah, Klaus Schwab is a dystopian nightmare figure. Anthony Fauci has fucking no power. Like, any, like, democratic figures, they don't have power. They aren't as strong as many right-wingers would like to pretend that they are. Of course, saying that they have no power is, yeah, I don't mean that, but I just want to be as provocative here as possible. But yeah, Anthony Fauci is not a nightmare dystopian figure.
Justin Trudeau's another D. I mean, the guy he literally said that you do not.
I like Justin Trudeau ideologically. I don't like how authoritarian he is and has become.
Have the right to self-defense in Canada. Also, he attempted to shut down the bank accounts of people who disagree with him on COVID vaccines.
I actually don't know about that, but if that is true, well, it kind of sounds in line with Justin Trudeau, but I don't know about that.
Don't be racist.
That guy is, wow. Handsome Bernie Sanders over there. Bad guy. Let's see. Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh yeah, this is the lady. I know him only from his very wise Holocaust comments that Holocaust is not about race. And she didn't even use the normal argument on that. Well, it's about religion. Jews are not a race. She didn't even use that, but she instead went like a much worse route. Yeah, I don't like her either.
She did say that everyone in America is racist except for, like, everyone is racist all over.
Except Hitler.
The Holocaust isn't about race.
Hitler not racist, according to Whoopi Goldberg. She earns herself a D as well. Gavin Newsom, I gotta put him in the same category as Andrew Cuomo.
Once again, many of these are about COVID handling. Like, I like him most of it. Like, he's also like a push towards the right direction. But once again, COVID handling absolutely fucking horrendous. So yeah, I don't like him much either.
He's completely helped wreck the state. Now, to be fair to Gavin Newsom, he wasn't the first one who helped wreck the state, but he's been a disaster area for my original home state of California, which is why I'm now resident of Florida. And then, for some reason, Zoe Tur. So, you know what? We're going to give Zoe an A. And the reason we're going to give Zoe an A is because Zoe Tur did create some of the most viral content in the history of the internet by physically threatening me in very ladylike fashion on national.
Oh, come on, you're exaggerating it a bit. It's a very famous clip, yeah, sure, but it's not one of the most famous clips on the internet.
That seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
So there you have it. Honestly, I think this sort of...
Like, yeah, alright, so in conclusion here, there are three main problems actually here. First problem is that these aren't like prominent, important leftist figures. Like at least some are figures of power. Like, well, we have presidents and governors here, and then we have fucking Jimmy Fallon. I can't stop laughing about that. I don't understand. If it was Ben's idea to add it here, I don't know if it was someone from Daily Wire, but like I just don't understand. The second thing here is that he seemed to be awfully lot more favorable towards the people he's actually met. So is this about personality or ideology? Or ideology? Ideology. I that's one thing, and then I had a third point which I forgot. That third point being that most of these people are not leftists. Klaus Schwab is the only one I could say confidently to be a leftist. Yeah. Well, I hope you liked this. This was kind of fun. I'll probably have to cut this quite a bit because this came out a lot longer than I thought. But hey, thanks for watching once again. I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.